See if you can spot a difference in media coverage. Here's Bernie Sanders a few years ago on CNN at Mount Rushmore.
This is our country at its very best. What an incredible achievement.
Visiting Mount Rushmore today, Bernie Sanders taking in the majesty of the moment, this monument to four great American presidents.
Just the accomplishment and the beauty here. It really does make one very proud to be an American.
Sanders has his own mountain to climb.
Here's how they covered President Trump going there to do a speech yesterday.
Kicking off the Independence Day weekend, President Trump will be at Mount Rushmore, where he'll be standing in front of a monument of two slave owners and on land wrestled away from Native Americans, told that be focusing on the effort to, quote, tear down our country's history.
All right, Leila Santiago with that report. Thank you so much. On one hand, you have
this monument to four great American presidents,
where he'll be standing in front of a monument of two slave owners.
Let's play that game again. Here was CNN before smearing hydroxychloroquine and making sure their entire audience was afraid of it and just thought it was the worst thing ever because President Trump talked about it, even though, of course, there were decades of research on it. And here's them recently finally admitting that a study showed that it does have some positive effects when it comes to COVID-19. I wonder how many lives they could have saved if they didn't spend all their energy always hating the president and always disagreeing with what he does, no matter what he does. Which now includes, for some Democrats, blocking the president from withdrawing troops from Afghanistan. This was always a liberal dream to bring the troops home, and many libertarians wanted to see this too, but now, Orange man bad, let's leave the troops there and make sure he can never bring troops home from the Middle East. Whatever makes you feel good at night. Clearly for some people, that's constantly lying, dividing the country, and then accusing others of what they're doing. The Guardian, Trump heads to Mount Rushmore for divisive fireworks celebration. ABC News, perhaps the most dishonest headline of them all. President Trump pushes racial division, flouts virus rules at foot of Mount Rushmore, pushes racial division. I watched the entire speech. It could not have possibly been less racially divisive. Any American of any race, religion, and gender who loves this country, who doesn't hate it, wants to tear down every statue of Mount Rushmore, could have appreciated it. But the news is not that person. They're hateful, they're divisive, they're negative, they're nasty, they're wicked. They constantly lie, divide, and judge people solely by race instead of the content of their character. And then they accuse you of doing the opposite. It always reminds me of this Malcolm X clip where he explained what liberals did even back then.
There are many whites who are trying to solve the problem, but you never see them going under the label of liberals. That white person that you see calling himself a liberal is the most dangerous thing in the entire Western Hemisphere. He's the most deceitful. He's like a fox, and a fox is always more dangerous in the forest than the wolf. You can see the wolf coming. You know what he's up to, but the fox will fool you. He comes at you with his mouth shaped in such a way that even though you see his teeth, you think he's smiling, and you take him for a friend.
Many whites.
CNN analysis. In jaw-dropping speech, Trump stoked fear of culture change while minimizing that. They just never stop. Speaking of lies, this comes from BLM, Black Lives Matter Instagram account. On the 4th of July, they're posting this picture of Hitler next to Trump, which dawns in a 100% fake quote. It's not real. He never said it. Not even close to real. But that's what these people do. They lie, divide, 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 won't allow you to be united under the flag. They want to burn the flag. They want to destroy every monument. Even the New York Times recently chimed in, and they're pushing towards what is eventually going to happen, people trying to dismantle Mount Rushmore. I remember when they called Michelle Malkin crazy for suggesting that a few years ago, that they weren't going to stop with the Confederate monuments, and all the comments said, she's crazy, what a Looney Tune. And of course, 3 years later, exactly what she said is happening. But God bless you, God bless America, and I want to share this real quick. A country so damn great that even her haters won't leave. It's true. I was tired of Los Angeles. It's becoming disgusting. There's trash everywhere, tense homelessness. It's growing. Businesses have been shutting down because of horrible liberal policies. And then when they're trying to open, you have a bunch of self-righteous, degenerate liars march through the streets, block traffic, thinking it's all about them, further shutting down businesses, and now you just see hundreds of businesses boarded up because they can't open. This is the city. The whole thing is going down the drain. It's a shell of what it once was. And none of them seem to care. They're just self-righteous activists who do the opposite of what they claim to do. They don't help anyone. They don't help themselves, their own community. They just destroy. But the point I'm trying to get to is I didn't like it, so I left. If America's so bad, How come people want to stay here? It's because it's one of the greatest countries on earth, and it's one of the greatest countries in human civilization. Many people, not all, but many, their grandparents or their parents or their great-grandparents came to this country to establish a better life. From India, from Mexico, from El Salvador, from Africa, from Europe, from Asia. They came to this country because they knew it would be better, and all these people want to do is tear down, destroy, destroy, destroy. They can't build. They have no solutions. Their ideology is Marxism/communism, which is responsible for the deaths of tens of millions of people, and it's not hard to see why when you give them their utopia. They create a chop chaz situation, which it's not just happening in Seattle. If you look at Los Angeles, the entire city is starting to look like chop/chaz. They don't clean up, they have no strength, they hate the police, they tear each other down, they don't care about small businesses. An average of 3 homeless people die every single day in LA County alone, and they're out marching for something that kills less people on a nationwide scale than LA County itself kills a year because they can't figure out the homelessness situation. They don't even try. The whole city is just turning into a war zone train wreck, and none of them care. They just want to block traffic and then go to nicer areas, call everybody racist, and try to make you live in the hell that they've created for themselves. But many of us aren't putting up with it. God bless you. Happy 4th of July. And if it's not 4th of July and you're watching this video, happy whatever day it is. I appreciate you being here, and I'll be back with more videos soon.